Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So, today I am going to use mica powders. So, I decided to make up some colours and using these artisue pigment powders. I've got sangria, royal purple and amethyst, which is these. So it's not always so easy to see the colours in these containers, but that's the royal purple, that's the sangria, and that is the amethyst. So the difference is, I've made these before, but I use floetrol. This time I decided to use an actual pouring medium. So I've gone ahead and got just a little mont pouring medium. So it's completely transparent. So the colours should show up a lot more. The mica should show up a lot more in it because the floetrol kind of gives a bit of a dull, just dulls the mica a little bit. So I did it on this little test card here. So that's them, and they've got nice, they're really glossy, and they've got nice shine to them. So that's dried, and that's virtually what I'm planning to do in a ghost swipe. So I've got a 12 by 24 canvas. I'm going to base coat it in white, which is just marte paint. The only difference is I have done the base in floetrol. So otherwise I would have ended up using most of this bottle. Might be something I might try in the future, but for now I did the base in the floetrol, these three in the pouring medium, and that's virtually how it's going to be. So I'm really thrilled that I get to just try something different, see how it turns out. But before I go too far ahead, I'm going to show you the dry artwork of my multi-ring pour. So as you can see, this is dried, the silver's come up a bit in it. I love this. This is one of my favorites. So this is going up in my room. So I did it purposely in these colors so it would match my room. So that was that one. Super thrilled, really like it. So I'm hoping this one here turns out really good too. So for now, I'm just going to move these. That's why I had the lids on in case I dropped them. I'm just going to move these out the way. Just so they don't get in my way while I'm doing the base. So I have also got my swipe cards, which are just paint cards. I just cut them in half to the size that I want. So that's the width that I want my swipes to be. Each cup of those, I put a scoop of the mica powder in, and then I filled it until it reached 12 grams. And then I stirred it, and so there's 12 grams in total. It's probably 1 gram mica and 11 grams pouring medium. It probably wouldn't even be that much mica. It's just, my scales don't go below a gram. That's how they increment. So that's that part. I am going to do the base, which the base is 40 grams paint and 160 grams floetrol. So it's quite fluidic. It's just something there to give the mica something to glide across. It's not really a thick base. I will do this off camera. I pour it on, I spread it around, and then I tilt it until it's over all 4 corners. It's not exciting. It's white on white. You don't really see much. So I might as well pause it and just come back once I've completed that part. Okay, I'm back. So I put the base coat on. I spread it around with my palette knife. Then I tilt it over all 4 edges so it's nice and even. And I keep just a tiny little bit left in this cup just in case there's a mistake that I have to try and fix. Doesn't normally have to use it, but there's always a time when you might need it. So now I've got my colours. So I just have to work out what order I want to put them in. I might go dark. So when you pour this, start off the canvas, go across the canvas, and then end off the canvas, or you get a big glob in one area. I'm going to do my wiggly line, which is what I always seem to do. So here we go. Excellent. It's actually not sinking the same way that it does when I use floetrol. When I use floetrol, you can actually see it sink quite easily. So this might look quite differently. So let's go with this one, the sangria. And last of all, the amethyst. Awesome. So there's a fair amount of, well, I'm going to say paint, but it's mica there. So it should actually be quite colourful. I just don't know if I'm going to get cells or what reactions I'm going to get, because this is not what I normally would use. So it's kind of an experiment. I got one little piece of hair there. It's the only thing when you do a white base, you can see tiny little imperfections pop up. Oh, one more. Just my luck. Now, we get our swipe card. So I'm happy so far. This is not sunk down through the white base, which is what I was a little bit worried about, because that's what happens when I've done it the other one. So my other videos I have done like this, that's just what happens. If you want to see how I do my ghost swipes, go look at the playlist ghost swipes, and it'll show all the different types that I've done and different styles. So gives you ideas for what you might want to do for yourself. But get my paint card. I'm going to hold it so it's just off the canvas, so probably only 3/4 on, because you want to get all the way to the edge. And I just gently swipe it and lift. Either lift it straight up, off to one side, so you get some points. I don't go all the way to the edges, because this is going to be a ghost swipe. That's just how I do it. So keep your feet steady, because you don't want to lose balance while doing this. And grab half of that paint. So go through in the middle of this, and you want to grab, drag, and lift, and wipe off the excess. Grab, drag, and lift. Grab, drag, and lift. This is coming out so different, but really awesome. Grab, drag, and lift. Grab, drag, and lift. And it is just a matter of continuing to do the grabs, drags, and lifts all the way along. If you feel that your card is getting bent or getting a little bit soggy, turn it around or swap it for a new one. Don't ruin a whole painting because it's being stingy with the card. Okay, it's not worth it. I can tell you that now. You can ruin a whole artwork just by being a little bit stingy with one little card. So yeah, so I'm turning mine around now. It's getting a little bit, it's actually getting normally I would have swapped my card already, but it's not getting as soggy as it does when I use the floetrol in the mix. So grab, drag, and lift. And if you find that your card is giving you a funny pattern, again, get rid of it, grab another card. There's no point trying to fix something when it could just be a little piece of card like that. And so see how I've done my, you know how I do my wiggle lines? That gives me this assortment of different colors running through it. So that's what I really like. The floetrol and the pouring medium are reacting and kind of giving me like little squiggles, but they're cool. They look like cracks, but they're not. It's probably just the paint separating. I am getting slight fractals on the other side, so who knows how this is going to dry. That's the fun part about it. Drag and lift. And if I don't like the way that it's ended up drying, I will just bite the bullet, get some pouring medium for the base coat as well, and do it that way. So grab, drag, and lift. And again, if your paper towel looks like it's getting soggy, swap it out for a new one or fold it in half and use the other side. I'm going to get rid of that card. It's only curling a slight bit at the end, but I'm feeling it a little bit. And I've got a ton of cards here. Grab, drag, and lift. Now, same with this end. Just don't push hard down, especially on the edges, because that's where the wood is. And if you push too hard, you'll hit the wood and it gives you a funny... You end up losing all the paint in that spot. So grab and drag. Just something near the edge. Doesn't have to be over the top. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of the old card and the old paper towel. I'm going to turn this around. I'm loving how it's looking. So this is always the challenging part. I can't walk around my whole table because that's where my lights are. So I have to actually do this. Spin it. Try and put it back where I had it so I'm in camera angle for you guys. That looks about right. Now that is really, really cool. Really different reactions to paints than what I normally get. So, can't wait to see how this dries. So now before you start, get your next bit of paper towel ready so you can wipe your cards off with. Place that down and continue on. When you do this side, again, go a bit off the edge and try and grab where you grabbed your paint last. So it's an even grab and drag. Grab, drag, lift. Now, you will notice, because of my squiggly lines, I've got more purple one way and the red this way. Red that way, purple that way. You tend to get it like that when I do my squiggly lines. I like it because it gives an assortment from one side to the other. But also you don't have to, if you wanted to, so your lines aren't exactly even, then just move the card slightly, grab, drag, and lift. You could even cut the card in half and do a smaller one and then continue on. See how I do some longer, some shorter. That one I tried to do with a short peak and then quite a long peak. Turning my card around. The cards are holding up to this a lot more better. Grab, drag and lift. Oh, that's a very stormy looking colour. Grab, drag and lift. Sorry, I repeat it to myself as I'm doing it because you get your little quirks, but it helps me work out what I'm doing. Fantastic. I'm really happy with this, and I am getting really different reactions, which is kind of cool. It's not selling up the same way. I'm getting kind of unusual, like little river cracks type of, not cracks, but it's the way the paints are separating because of the different mediums. So now the sides, I do often swipe the sides just ever so slightly. And it's just so when you see it from the side, you don't get one big run of colour where it's just poured over the edge. And it doesn't have to be much, just a tiny bit, just to give it a little bit of movement. There we go. Cool. I'm really happy with how this is looking. Really unsure about how it's going to continue to dry, but that's the fun part about it. So I actually won't be able to show the dried artwork for a couple of days until this one actually has dried. So you'll just have to watch the video and bear with the dried completed work when I have got to that. I just have to move one or two things here. Got too much stuff on my workbench. So as always, we poured over the edges, so we want to scrape the edges underneath and get that excess paint off. It's probably just all going to be plain white. And I think I missed a spot or two on this one. Yeah, I did. I'll come back in about 10 minutes and double check there's no more paint dripping off the sides, because you don't want that to dry like that. One tiny little bit over here. There. Just missed that one little spot. Okay, so ultimately that is completed artwork, just not dried. I love the way that it's turning out. It's turning out kind of, I don't know, it looks like instead of being so precise with the other ghost swipes, it's a little bit more stormy, like just the way that the colours aren't exactly staying so defined. They're kind of mixing and blending. Even the centres, you can see that they're still developing stuff inside this area across here. And now it's just a matter of waiting to see how the reactions go. So I am going to do this. I'm going to go buy another bottle of the pouring medium. I might go get a big bottle now that I've used it and see what it's like. And I'm going to try using the base with the pouring medium as well as the top, and see what happens. I might find the pouring medium may actually be thinner than the floetrol, so I may have to adjust my ratios. I don't know. It's a matter of experimenting sometimes when you use a different product. I don't often buy pouring mediums because they're quite expensive. Compared to, well, even floetrol is not exactly that cheap, but compared to pouring mediums, it is a bit cheaper. So this is just an experiment to see how it goes. I'm loving it. And now I just get to experiment a bit more because it is turning out a way that I think is going to be very cool. The only difference will be is the colors might dry glossy and the background might dry matte. So using the whole thing as a pouring medium will actually give the whole artwork a gloss finished feel, like I don't have to varnish it later on. But let's come down and have some close-ups. Okay, so I am going to get reflections from those lights. If I turn them off, it's going to be too dull in here to see. If anything, the artwork's actually coming out quite dull at the moment. Which way do I want to go? That there's probably more accurate. The white is a white. It's not grey like it looks in the camera. And the colours are quite vibrant. Let's head down. Yeah, see, it's changing the colour. My camera doesn't like the white so much, but look how cool. I'm getting like these unusual cracks and reactions with the paints. They're kind of, it's like it's tried to get cells and lacing, but then it's reacted in a different way because of the different mediums. But I think it looks really cool. This way, that's it. There we go. So close-ups aren't going to be that easy at the moment. But as we can see, it's a nice ghost swipe with quite a bit of a difference in it to what my normal ones look like. Great colours. Absolutely love the amethyst and the sangria, and then you get these nice stormy from that royal purple. The royal purple looks a little bit grey like, but it might dry darker, but it's awesome. So let me just see what it looks like without that light on. Well, that's not too bad. Let me try the other light, if I can find the power switch. Oh, there we go. Sorry for that, guys. Alrighty, so that is how it looks without any reflection in it. Let me just adjust the... Well, that's a bit too bright. There we go. So, I think it looks cool. You guys let me know. So comment and tell me what you think about it. So, like the video, share the video if you think this is awesome and a great idea, and subscribe if you have not already. Just hit the bell and click all, and then you'll get to see new videos that come up in the future. Pardon me. So, have a great day, happy pouring, and I will see you next time for another pour. Alright, bye everyone.